Hi, this is Simon Chan, and welcome to my No BS, No Hype network marketing training. In this training session, we will have Kate Gyngell from Sydney, Australia, share how she became a gold director in her company. To become a gold director, Kate's team, she and her team had to generate over 40,000 commission points, which is roughly about $60,000 US in sales. And during this month's time, just Kate alone, single-handedly earned over $4,000 US, which in the month, which is like a full-time income. And just a couple things to mention: Kate is a mom with 3 kids, and so if you're a mom, you have children, this is a training you want to pay attention to. So some of the things you'll learn from this is from Kate is how she took advantage of momentum. When I had met Kate in Australia, she said she wanted to take her business to the next level. She was tired of being stuck there. We actually created a plan to become gold in like probably 2 months, but she did it way quicker because she took advantage of momentum. And some of the things she shared with you is her time management. That's one area that she really improved on, and as she improved on that, that allowed her more time to prospect and also work with her team. She shared about the importance of 3 ways, and also how to increase the self-esteem, how to go over a lot of the mental challenges that held her back. And once she let those things go, not only did she, but her team was able to take the business to the next level. So with that said, let's just go straight to the interview, and you hear from Kate, a mother with 3 kids, how she became a gold director and earned over $4,000 in a month.
So it's great to be here. Thanks.
Yes, well, it's good to be here. So how does it feel to be gold?
I'm completely elated. Actually, it's a great sense of achievement, a huge sense of relief, I think, as well. Really motivated and grateful, and also I think a sort of sense of responsibility too, in a way, to help others in the team and really pass on what I've learned, I guess.
So how did you get started with network marketing? Share a little bit of background what you did before. I know you got 3 great kids and teenagers.
Yes, I wasn't looking for a business at all. We came out from the UK about 10 years ago to Sydney, and it was actually because of my oldest son's asthma that we actually discovered Usana in the first place. It was very much a product experience that got me looking at Usana, and my husband is a lawyer, and the reason we came out to Sydney was for him to be a partner at a large law firm. He loves the area of law that he's in, but he really didn't enjoy the management side of it, and so he decided to step out on his own and build a practice from home. And I'd been looking for something to do, but was fortunate that at that stage it didn't have to be hugely financially rewarding, but all of a sudden our circumstances changed quite dramatically, and I actually the friend who'd introduced us to the products had suggested to me every now and again that I look at the business, but I was a bit suspicious of network marketing at the time. Anyway, I did. I asked her to show it to me, and got started. I was really quite excited actually by what I saw. I was surprised and got started then, but very much product focused. And listening to you earlier on the earlier call about building a business with product and how it's much slower, it certainly was slower for me at the beginning.
So how long have you been in the profession?
Well, 8 years now, so it's taken me a while.
And did you do network marketing before?
No, not at all, not at all. And I never, 10 years ago, I would never have guessed that this is what I'd be doing now.
I think we could all say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is your vision for the business when you started, and how has it changed any at all?
I think it's changed. I think I've become probably more focused. Helping women stay at home to be with their children whilst being entrepreneurial. I think that's a real vision for me. Growing the Caucasian market a bit more in Australia is a vision. I would also love to go back to the UK and build a big team there. I've got a few associates over there and family members and that sort of thing, but I would love to go. Once my youngest has finished school, I'd love to spend some time back there. But I'm in it for the long haul. I want to be able to leave a legacy, and I think it's not just about the business. It is about improving the health of families long term and really making a difference in that area too.
Fantastic. No. It's really enlightening to hear. Now, when we met in Australia, in Sydney, 2 months ago, It goes by so fast. I can't believe it's 2 months. It seems
Yes,
like last week.
I
You had
know.
said that you wanted to be gold by convention, but all of a sudden it
Yes.
just all of a sudden the date you just decided to go right then. Why? Why did you just rush and push for it?
Well, it was I was a little bit shy about talking to you about it because when we'd spoken and you'd said that really I needed to increase my auto ships. I had actually got that date, the 90-day challenge that you came over in the middle of, or at the beginning of the 90-day challenge. I had set a date, and my sort of belief in it wavered a bit, but knowing also that you were coming over, I didn't know you very well before that. I knew a bit about your trainings, but I also felt that was going to be a real kick, a kicking point also for the rest of my team. I had quite a lot of the team at the training. And so I set the date at the beginning of the 90-day challenge. And also I wanted to be gold by convention.
Hey, that was a great leadership, by the way. You got a lot of your team members and the key people there, Alice and them. You got them at my trainings, so that was very good leadership.
And yeah, and they learned so much, and well, we all learned so much, and there's absolutely no question. It was it was a huge advantage to starting the gold run with that training behind us, definitely.
Well, you said they learned a lot. What are a few things they learned at the training I did at Sydney that they were able to implement immediately?
Time management, definitely. I can't speak really for them, but I know that there was too much time being wasted. Certainly on my point, that the 5-5-3, the five approaches, 5 follow-ups, and 3 presentations a day. It just building that activity. I think we weren't spending enough time. Well, I certainly wasn't spending enough time doing the right things, and also the 5 core activities. As well. They're fundamentals, and I really realise that now. And talking to leaders every day, I wasn't doing that, nearly enough. During the gold run, I spoke to those who were really involved, probably more than once a day, actually.
Good. So just a review, just the 5 core production activities. They are every day to meet new contacts, to build up your list. Number 2 is to prospect, share the business opportunity or share the products. Number 3 is to follow up with your prospects. Number 4 is spending time on self-development. And number 5 is communicating with your team. So, so it's great that your team did that. Now, did you have to give? And you talk about time management, and it's like not spending, time on the right things. What were some of the things you had to? Because you only have 24 hours in a day. What were some of the things you and your team members had to give up in order for you to do those 5-5-3 and the 5 core daily activities?
I think it's just spending too long. Social meetings, I suppose, and making sure that if we got together, that was very much more focused on work. I'm not a great TV watcher, and in fact, I'm not a great. I don't spend an awful lot of time on Facebook either, but I just got more organised about things. I would drive to see people as opposed to perhaps talking to them on the telephone, or I actually started sending emails as opposed to picking up the phone and having conversations which weren't necessary. So it was really, and also domestic thing, because I do have a family also to look after and run as well. I was much more time effective with how I did my shopping, for example. Things that really I should have thought about before, but actually because they're obvious. But really planning my day better and thinking about each day the night before as well.
Yeah, I think Hermione had talked about before, like I think a year ago, she listened to my extreme MLM productivity regimen, and it's really not about the time management starts with your attitude, right? Your approach to realize that you don't need to do. I mean, because there's only 24 hours in a day, you can't get more time. But what you can do is change the attitude, the way you look at things, right? I mean, and the simple question is, I'm worth this amount of money per hour. Would I pay someone to do, this type of work? If you're worth $100 an hour, would you pay someone $100 to just sit there and chit chat on the phone, or to sort your business cards and not prospect, right? So the attitude change, it all comes from within and internal first. So I'm happy that you actually implemented it very fast, especially you have a mom with 3 kids, so it's not easy.
Yeah.
I know it now. Now most people don't know this. It's like when you started your run, you're like, oh my goodness, how am I going to do this? Because it wasn't close, right? You didn't crash a car like Andrew did, but you had a lot of challenges, obstacles. What are the things that you had to do? What are some of the obstacles you faced?
I think to start with, I wasn't as prepared as I should have been. I thought the level of activity was really because I'd increased it so much. I thought it was going to be enough to get me through, but then of course I didn't take into account the number of people who cancelled, or the fact that other people's timing was not going to be my timing, and it was really that. So although I could plan my days, it wasn't necessarily going to be the way it actually turned out. And I think I didn't probably have enough of the team on board. I didn't approach the whole team or keep it as much as I should have done at the beginning. That was a real learning for me, actually. I think I spoke to everybody individually, and I then kept those people who were really keen to come on board in the loop all the time. But I think I should have spread that out further constantly, so the whole excitement could have been there continuously for everybody to see. I think I was a bit reluctant about coming forward. My confidence has grown enormously in the last couple of years. But even so, I didn't want to push people if they didn't want to be pushed. But at the same time, I think if I'd kept people really in the loop and the excitement high for everybody, I'd probably have had more people join in and come on board to not only obviously to help me, but for me to help them.
Yeah, I realized. I remember messaging on Thursdays, and you were saying that people dropped out. People that said they were going to sign up, they didn't sign up, and you were really short on big. You were way short on volume points. So, did you do anything creative, or maybe something you've never done before during this 4 weeks to make up for those points?
I think there were a couple of things I got better at, and then also talking to you and talking about product promotions and existing customers buying more. Those are a couple of things that suddenly helped increase the volume a lot, actually. So existing PCs I spoke to and did a couple of promotions with them. I actually also suddenly learned that it was actually quite useful to have those customers who don't want to sign up as PCs. Sometimes they can be quite irritating, but actually it was great to be able to ring them and say, look, would you actually like to order 2 or 3 months of product now if I can give you a special promotion, that sort of thing. So when I was actually scrabbling around for some extra points at the end of the week, that was really helpful. And I got better at 3 business center pack selling as well. We had a couple of carrot runs towards the end of the week, which was fantastic. That really saved my bacon on both occasions, I think. And also talking to the team more frequently. I mean, that was obviously just something I did differently as well. So that did keep the level of excitement high, and it also kept them working really hard. Kim, Ruffner, and Alice worked tirelessly during that whole 4 weeks, even though they only had a rank advancement each, obviously, in 1 week. They were fantastic all the way through.
Yeah, the teamwork and the camaraderie, it makes it very enjoyable, right? Where everyone's pulling and pushing for each other.
Yeah, exactly right. Yep.
Now you talk about carrot runs, just for those who don't know. Carrot runs, basically, if you have one sign up, it basically dangle the carrot and say, hey, if you sign up, I can put one person underneath you. And if you have, then you get 2 people, then you go follow up. This is the best time to follow up. Follow up your old prospects and say, if you sign up now, I can put 2 people underneath you. And then you just dangle, and it becomes a carrot run. Now, you talked about you got better at signing 3 BCs up. What did you do differently to make it different from before? 3 BCs.
I think I was just selling the packs better, and again, that was what I learned from you as well. Just talking about them as being, that's the way for serious business builders to start, and just showing them the advantages of that in a better way. I mean, I signed up with the 3 BC, but recently. A lot of people have signed up with just the 1 BC, and obviously 200 points when you're looking for 1,000 is it makes it much harder. So I think I didn't offer the basic pack unless it was absolutely necessary, the 1 BC.
Yeah, a lot of it's just confidence, keeping it simple instead of going over the details. Like I said, keeping it simple for people to they don't need to understand everything, right? Because the more info you give them, it just confuses them. And then they gotta let me go home and think about which package should I get. Right.
Yes. Exactly.
Binks just put on the chat. It's a very good comment. In order for the carrot run to work, you need to have a pipeline of prospects. It means you have to prospect for a long time. You have to have all these prospects that are hot but sitting on the fence. You can't do a carrot run if you have like 5 prospects, right? If you're prospecting for a while, you have 20 people that didn't join, then great. Now is the time to contact them. So having that pipeline is very important. Now, another thing I'm interested to learn for you to share was that, actually before that, was you talked about customers, okay? And this is something for everyone to write down. There's 3 ways for you to increase more sales, okay? And the first way is to get more customers or get more distributors. I'm just going to use the word customers for now on, right? Because Kate was talking about customer sales. 3 ways to move more volume or get more volume. Number 1, more customers, new customers. So that is obvious. That's obvious. We always think about prospecting, getting new customers. The second way, okay, is only 3 ways. So write this down. 1 is getting new customers. The second is what Kate did, getting existing customers to purchase more. Right, so maybe someone only purchased a 34 points essentials, but now they're purchasing 2 products and becomes 50 points. So, and this is one of the things that John Gerlitz and I will be teaching at Implementation Vacation, is using newsletters to get people to. It's called like an upsell. Upsell when they're buying one thing and they get to buy something else more. And even though it may only be 16 points or 10 points, or if you're getting essentials, buy the children's vitamin Usanimals, it may be only 9 points, but if you have 10 people doing that, that's 90 points. Okay, all the points add up. So the second way is to get existing customers to buy more. And the last way is to get your existing customers to buy more frequently. So like, again, to Kate shared about that, or some of our customers were retail customers, and they would buy, they're not an auto ship, not preferred customers. They buy once in a while, to get them to buy more frequently. So I think every one of us here, we have retail customers. They may buy once a month, once every 3 months. Could you get them to buy once every 2 months, right? So those are 3 ways you can generate immediate sales, more sales, get new customers, get your current customers to buy more, and third is get your current customers to buy more frequently. And if you can do all 3 of them, or even just do 2, like what Kate did, get existing customers to buy more frequent and buy more, the volume adds up. Okay, and that's a lesson you can apply to even if you have other businesses. You can apply to any other business. So let's going back to Kate. 2 other questions I had is, I guess, 3 things. What did you learn about yourself during this whole experience, this whole gold run?
Yeah, I think I really learned that I could push myself right out of my comfort zone. And again, what you were talking about earlier, you get doing things I really didn't want to do. And in doing that, my belief in myself grew. I've been quite a shy person really all my life, but at the beginning, Virginia and Amy and Bernadette and Josie, all of whom really gave me the confidence that I could do it. I mean, they've been an inspiration, for the last year or so. And that belief, I think, then doing things that I didn't want to do, then gave me the posture to promote myself more as a successful business person, and someone who could successfully help others to do the same. And so that changed the way I think that I spoke to people. And I think I also learned that although it's taken me a while to get here, everything I've done and learned along the way has been actually a really important part of my growth. And I needed to do that before I actually got to where I am, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. It's like you said, going outside the comfort zone, right? It's like, you may have heard the term like hit a wall, right? Once you hit a wall, we're not moving anywhere, hit a wall. Well, every person, if you work hard enough, okay, I'm not talking about successful. Every person, we work hard enough, you will hit a wall. You get a point where you're overwhelmed, you can't do it anymore, right? Welcome to the real world. Everyone does that. But it's what you do after you hit that wall that really determines whether you're going to be a winner or I would say a loser, right? Because most people, they hit the wall. They say, I hit the wall, I can't go on anymore, right? And it's the winners who like you think outside your comfort zone, or like people quit. They don't. They said they will sign up, but they don't sign up, and then you're being creative, doing things or you're not used to doing. Getting out. This is when you go outside your comfort zone to do things you really don't want to do. That's when, and it's like when you hit that wall, and Darren Hardy says this. It's like you should be happy, and when you're working at, and when you're hitting that wall, you can't go any further. You're forcing yourself to go further because you know that very few people are doing what you're doing, and because the fact that very few people are doing what you're doing, that's how you automatically stand out, and you're going to get to where you want to achieve, where others don't make it. That's when you get the big money is by doing things that other people are not doing.
Yeah.
So, Kate, another thing is, in what way you said you talk about your growth and it all matters. That you've been growing over the years, and you had to go through that growth to get to where you are to make this happen. How, and just in the year, just about a year's time, how have you seen yourself different from the previous year? I mean, last year, how have you changed?
My self-esteem is higher than it was before, and again, that's like it's a sort of vicious circle, really, I suppose, in a good way. In that, the more results you get, the more your posture grows. I think I'm a better upline to my team than I was before, and I really now feel that I can do it. That I can take it all the way. I think I had doubts and demons creeping in. Once I hit silver director last year, that was certainly stronger. But I think the last couple of months have changed that again, and it's really a step up for me. I really can see myself doing it and building something really quite awesome now.
What are I lied. There's actually two more questions. So you said that you see yourself, things are being awesome. What can we expect from Kate and her team in the next few months?
Oh, I hope a lot. One of the great things I think about doing the Gold Run, I was talking, when I said before that my timing wasn't necessarily other people's timing. The momentum one creates, and the people that we all spoke to during that period of time, who may not be absolutely ready to come on then, has given us all a really good pipeline, I think. So I expect the team to grow quite significantly in the next few months. And really to keep that going. I would really love to be a better teacher. Duplication is something that I struggled with a bit, and I think your training has been immensely helpful for that. And I really would love all of the team to take part in your training, to really, especially the SOW, and get going with that, because I think I haven't yet established a really good training program, and we have the basics, but I need to grow very much in that area and create that duplication. But I think we have got some great momentum going, and to use what I've learned in the last couple of months to help others grow, is really important.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. The SOW system, SO sponsoring system, it just makes it easy. And the key is to make it simple for your downlines to bring people to you, and not to have them talk and present, right? Because they're new, they don't know what they're saying. But just letting them know, like, don't prejudge people. Don't make the 5 deadly mistakes, judging who's good or who's not. Just easily talk to them and bring, know who the S, O, and W prospects are and bring them to you. So, good. It's good. Now, last thing is, if you're going to share one important lesson that everyone can go on this call can go home with, what would you tell them?
About the Gold Run, I think just really be better prepared than I was. I think I think you said when you were over here that really you need a 1 to 2 months build up to it. And I think that would have taken a lot of the strain off, to be honest with you. I would never want to go through. There were a couple of Saturdays where I was putting in, I hadn't realized, but when you're actually putting orders through during the last hour that you're able to, over here you get this red writing along the top of the site that you've got 54 minutes, you've got 40 minutes. I was putting the last order in when it was flashing, you've got 3 minutes left to put this order in. So there were a couple of, getting to the end of 2 of those weeks, really scrabbling around for points. And I'm sure if I'd been better prepared, as I said earlier, really getting the whole team on board, that would have made a difference as well, definitely.
Hey, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, and success is a journey, and life is about memories. I'm sure you always remember like stressing, the minutes, 54 minutes, 40 minutes, and trying to get all those applications in. And
Yeah, absolutely.
if you've
Yes.
never gone through that, stressed, overwhelmed, you haven't close to success, right? You really have everyone. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone who's a gold here on this call above, we've all gone through that. Even your silver, you had to go through that. So that's part of the journey.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
thank you
thank
so
you
much
very
for
much,
sharing,
Simon.
Kate. And you have a great team there. It's great to see Alice and them great there. So it's really enjoyable to see watching you grow. And keep it up. And we'll see you at convention.
Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed.